Welcome, Queens. So, we're going to be talking about feminine qualities based on the yin and the yang, and I got some studies to share with you. So, stay tuned. Hi, if you don't know who I am, I'm Sindy V King. I'm a creator of Calling My King. I help transform women to create lasting love through Vedic astrology, neuroscience, and transactional analysis so that she becomes the queen of love. I'm here to specifically talk about feminine quality based on the concept of the yin and the yang. This is actually a well-known book that was written. It's about the yin and the yang life as well. I also found a study based under that I will link down below as well. And I'm going to be talking about specifically about the yin side, especially that's the feminine side of it as well. So I will leave that link down below. And here's a graphic that we're going to be talking about, especially when it comes to the yin. The yin is all about the nurturing concept, but there is a limitation about the yin. Also, there's limitation of the yang as well. And I also want to state that men can be feminine, and it's absolutely normal in today's society to have feminine men. And feminine men, there's a Latin word called affeminate. Here are the few things that we have noticed when it comes to the study about feminine strength. Not only for their beauty, it's also being grateful and also nurturing and also creative, and there's a lot of warmth that happens in the femme energy. But in the yin energy, you can also notice the things that I'm going to be showing in this graph. You can totally see that here as well. So the traits for nurturing is sensitive, nurturing, and it's sensitive, and then there's the sweetness in there as well. It's very supportive. There's also gentleness, and like I was saying, there's empathy, affectionate, and tenderness that happens with kinds of emotion and helpfulness, devoting with understanding as well. This is a typical stereo of feminine energy that we have seen as well. Based on this research, talks about femality. You can also look at it here that splits between the two systems. I would totally recommend you grabbing the book about the yin and the yang here. So under this figure that I have shown here, you can see that it's all about feeling. Feminine has to do with feelings. This is what the basic study is sharing. You're more than welcome to look at like the 10 signs, the pitfall that scientists do fall under. So there is limitation for every studies that we come across. But this is what they're stating is feminine is all about feelings and then yang is about thinking. So relatively, they're really good at storytelling. So we're really good at like communicating how we feel and how we can tell stories about situation. I think that's really vital and really key when it comes to being in touch with our feminine side. There is a ritual, they're very intuition is a really good one. There is a goodwill. So the goodwill has to do like, oh, I'm doing this for the good beneficial world. I don't think naturally a woman in general or human being in general don't do things out of goodwill. So natural knowledge. So in the knowing, this is so big thing that I have ever learned, that not only women are in the knowing, they don't need to use the logic 1, 2, or 3. They just know. We just know there's something wrong. We just know. It's just a feeling. It's a bad feeling. And when we say that to our man, they're like, what are you talking about? Or like bad feeling. I shouldn't be laughing about it, but honestly, that's what you hear very common, right? And we feel like gaslighted in the situation. Diffusing awareness is another one. So like, hello, do you not see the red flags? Do you not see the certain things in it? They're really big on symbols. So we really recognize like circles and squares or even shapes and stuff. We really focus on that. And that's why our beauty industry really focusing on packaging, because we really care about shaping. More so than the product itself, right? So I think that's where they get us in that sort of sense. Feminine side has to do with music, right? So yeah, so somebody made a comment down below at one point. They were like, why do men are considered to be feminine when they're in music? Because you're using the other side of your brain. You're not using music. It doesn't, there isn't like a logic or engineering that goes with it. If it sounds right, feels right, like it has the right tone to it, you know what I mean? It gives you that goosebump. There is definitely no science behind it, and it depends on each individual personal preference as well that would give them that goosebump. So security and family and pleasure. Okay, pleasure is a very key. Women are essential and has that sexual being in general. That is the desirable that any man would be like, yes, I really want her because she's that. She has that component of it. And a big thing about being feminine energy is about forgiveness. So I'm really grateful in general, understanding this more so than ever when it comes to forgiveness. I think it's important to forgive other person, not only for yourself, but not only for the other person, but also understanding the lesson that you have learned, and you are a human being, and it's not about being perfectionist. And anybody who holds you in that perfectionist stage, just tell them that you'll give them a call once you're perfect. And that is a good clue that that's never going to happen for them. So, and I think it's, you have to be really upfront and honest. And I have to be upfront and honest that I'm not always going to be on camera and always looking perfect. So that is a really big diagram what we see in front of us. And I think the yin and the yang, the opposite does really attract, because we were, understanding the word love is utility. So I want to properly quote that. So love is utility, and this is from Yogananda. What does a monk know about love? Love is an exchange of some sort of transaction until you fit that mold. Either you fit in the mold of the yin or the yang, or we definitely have both. I'm not saying we don't have both, but we more pronounced. What are you more pronounced based on the diagram? I really today want to specifically talk about the yin. Are you more yin than anything else? In my membership group, I have created a quiz that really identify if you kind of fall into this category of the yin, which is the feminine, or the yang as well. I made that in the membership group, and I definitely want you to take advantage of finding that out and what can you do about it. Ideally, we want to be balanced, but we're more going to be more pronounced in certain areas. You're just more gifted in certain areas in life. That's just in general. As we hit menopause, you do end up being more yang anyways. So just learn that you have to cherish and respect your man in a way that it's kind of suiting in the life balance cycle. So we want to make sure that you either respect your man when you're in the yin side, and vice versa, and he needs to be cherishing your feeling if he decided to be in the yang side. So those are the feminine energy. Maybe I might have missed a little bit more, but I'm going to disclose that a little bit more in the membership group. But this is like a good introduction so far of what you could study and have a better understanding where you're coming from. The whole point of me kind of doing this is you having a better understanding of yourself. And I think that is so clear. The more that you understand yourself, it depends on what you attract out in the world as well. And I want to make sure that I think this is really the most important thing that people don't stress about, is the more that you know about yourself, the higher chance that you attract the mate that you really desire. I know that kind of feels like a facade in a way, but it's like a mirror effect or a double ganger feel to it. But that's not the whole point. The idea is you want to know which side of the road that you're driving on, because if you are driving on the wrong side of the road, you're gonna get hurt or be injured, or somebody's going to be very mad at you for driving on the wrong side of the road or in the different side of the country. You understand what I'm trying to say? Which side are you driving? Are you driving on the yin side, or are you driving on the yang side? Like, are you driving on the left side, or are you driving on the right side? Like, are you indicating as well in a relationship? I think we both have it, but what are you indicating? All right, so I want to thank you for taking the time for watching this. Otherwise, if I don't see you here, I will see you in the membership. And if I don't see you here, I'll see you back whenever you decide to come back here. Like I always would say, if there's a will, there is a way. So thanks for joining me today. Bye now. Look, if you're serious about being fearless in love and ready to be treated like a queen, links is down below to book a time. I got over 100 videos on YouTube and I post new videos every week. So make sure you subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell button. You get notified when new videos goes live. If your friend is actually stuck in love, share and like my video. I do take requests on topics and answer your burning question about your relationship. So just leave a comment down below. Otherwise, see you in the next video.